it's time for Toker Talk Radio, the voice of the marijuana nation.
What are you people? On dope?
Where you can toke.
I inhaled frequently.
Or you can talk.
I experimented with marijuana and didn't inhale.
Or you can toke and talk.
10 federal criminal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana.
While we talk about toke on Toker Talk Radio.
So, by the way, when it comes to pot, if you're 40 years old, you live in a log cabin in Oregon, you got 12 giant pot plants in your backyard, have a ball.
Live from beautiful Portland, Oregon at Rolla J Studios.
Hey, this is great.
Just not cannabis.
Plus your calls live at 971-533-7111.
They're walking on their pants with their cap on backwards, listening to Enema Man and Snoopy Poop Dog.
What's to keep somebody from getting all potted up on weed and then getting behind the wheel? Gateway theory doesn't work. It's a reality.
Holland, is it real? Don't tease me.
We're locking up people that take a couple of puffs of marijuana, and the next thing you know, they got 10 years.
And now, here's your host, the guru of ganja graphics, the sultan of sativa statistics, and the worst nightmare of a reefer mad prohibitionist. A polite, perspicacious, productive pothead with a propensity for PowerPoint. Radical Russ Belville.
All right, welcome to the weekend, Tokers and Tokettes. It is July 19th, and it's time for Toker Talk Radio, where you are the voice of the marijuana nation. We're not live from Idaho, though. The graphic is wrong. Someone's going to have to fix that. But we are hanging out, and unfortunately our chat room is down, so I can't... No, that's the wrong graphic.
How dare it.
But our chat room's down, so I can't do direct communications through the chat room. So if anyone's going to talk to us, you're gonna have to call them. 971-533-7111. Our audio stream is up at tunein.com, or you can get the playlist file and connect directly to our Shoutcast server with just about any media player that you've got on cell phones, on tablets, on PCs, on mainframes, on Commodore 64s. We're even available on some slide rules. Some of the most advanced slide rules. You can pick us up, Ryan.
We've just gone past nerd barrier.
Yeah, nerd barrier, warp factor 4. So yeah, our chat room's down. I apologize for that. That's Ustream's problem.
Nerd factor 9, Captain.
Yes, that's right. Hey, I got a great email though. And the guy gave me his number. And after the break, we'll do it after the break.
Okay.
We'll try and get him after the break, so we have more time to talk to him. I don't want to, go right into commercial once we get him in here. But this is one of my favorite parts of doing this, is hearing from the people out there who've been directly affected by our war on certain American citizens using non-pharmaceutical, non-alcoholic tobacco-free drugs. That's one of my favorite things. And so this fella is from Wisconsin, so he's in my heart already because, go Pack Go. And living in Washington State, he's an Iraq veteran and has a very interesting story to tell. And so we're going to get in touch with him after the break, so stay tuned for that coming up. Also, if you didn't already hear the news, we got the new Rolla J Studios ready to go. I've got the keys 8 blocks away from where we're at right now. And so this weekend, we'll begin moving stuff in, and we'll keep you posted. We'll put some pictures up on Twitter and Facebook and let you know what's going on there. You can find more information on how to connect to 420 Radio by going to 420radio.org and just click on the big blue bar at the top. There's all the Connect to 420 Radio options, and we would love to hear from you. We've got our live streams up there and all sorts of good stuff. All right, so in this little short segment at the top, I wanted to bring you a story from Fox News St. Louis. Okay. Drug test cheats. Addicts use fake body parts to beat system. And they're not talking about a fake leg. Well, kinda. But, yes, thank you. So, I love the tone of this. Drug users are cheating the system. You'll find so many products to beat a drug test that some addicts think they cannot be stopped. Fox 2's Chris Hayes reveals the lengths some addicts will take to keep using while working in fields that protect you. So yeah, we're all in danger because of the drug addicts who are faking it to beat the system. All right, and so they so they got this. They goes on to talk about. They talked to Sheila. Okay, so they brought in a couple of recovering addicts to talk about this, how they used to beat drug tests. Okay, and they talked to this woman named Sheila Young, who was sentenced to prison. Says she beat the system for years. Young said, "I would take a medicine bottle, take somebody else's urine, family member, put a strong aluminum foil over it, put a rubber band on it." You get the idea. Disturbingly enough, there's a more sophisticated version of this. It's called the Whizzinator.
Hey, they mentioned our buddy's product.
Yeah, thank you. nothing. That's what I love about these stories sometimes.
They plug the people in the cannabis community,
right?
Who could,
they're giving out more information on how to pass a drug test than a lot of people know.
Oh yeah,
that's beautiful.
Thank you for helping to educate the cannabis community.
Yes.
Kudos.
For about $100, you can get an elaborate kit that includes a vial of concentrated synthetic urine, warming pads, a secret pouch with a temperature monitor, and a strap with a fake male organ we won't show you. So, yeah. I don't know if this is shocking to people out there, but
yes.
You are working right now with someone who is wearing a fake dong and a bag of fake urine.
Yep.
That's how far drug testing has gone. Now, if you're working alongside this guy, and he is allegedly so on drugs and so high that he's a danger, why don't you notice right now? How come there's no outward signs that there's a problem in the workplace until you find he's got the fake dong on? That's what bugs me about this stuff, right? There's the comedian who had the old line about, drug tests are like cheating for employers. If I can show up to work high and you can't tell, I win, right? That's what I've got a problem with in the whole drug testing thing, is that if drugs were such a big problem, how come you don't notice it in the workplace?
How come they're not causing such a big problem?
You know how to deal with drug problems in the workplace? Be a real manager. Don't be someone who's over human resources. Get to meet these people and know them and find out what's going on in their life. Be a manager.
But corporations
We'll be
can't
right
have
back
that.
after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisers because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
The law offices of Omar Figueroa would like to remind you to stand up for your rights. Please do not give up your precious liberties. There's nothing wrong with standing up for our constitutional rights, and in fact, it's the only way to honor the Constitution that recognizes our natural rights. Treat law enforcement with respect and respect the Constitution by standing up for your rights. If you are detained or arrested, stand up for your rights by repeating, "I respectfully invoke all my legal and constitutional rights. I do not consent to any search and seizure. I want to remain silent, and I want to speak to my attorney, Omar Figueroa." Omar Figueroa has more than a decade of experience in federal and California courts and graduated from Yale University, Stanford Law School, and Trial Lawyers College. Please contact the law offices of Omar Figueroa at 415-489-0420 or 707-829-0215 or on the web at www.omarfigueroa.com.
Wrist locked up behind my back, 'cause a man say it's an illegal act. It took me from my smooth passage to get around this coke.
Welcome back, everybody.
Now
Toker Talk Radio. That's music from Strawberry jam! They capitalized the jam.
Jam!
So it's strawberry jam! Without a warrant. Thanks for joining us here. Toker Talk Radio, 10 after the hour. And we're going to make a phone call here and get a line out on our Skype. We're going to try to reach Brian, who's driving across Washington, Idaho. I don't know where he's at exactly right now, but he's on his way back to Spokane, Washington, where he lives. And no, go ahead and keep it unmuted. We'll hear it ring. That's fine. Yeah, we'll see if we get this guy on the line. Brian, our Army Ranger vet from Iraq. We'll see if he gets on the line here. Great story from email that he had to tell. A little bit about Texas as well. Hello, can I speak with Brian?
This is him.
Hey, Brian, this is Radical Russ. You're on the air. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Hey, I got your email, man, and I was just reading through this, and I thought it was a spectacular story, and yeah, I wanted to talk to you.
Groovy.
All right, so tell folks about, all I've told them so far is that you served in Iraq from 2003 through 2004 as an Army Ranger, and tell us about how that brought you to where you're at now.
Well, my experience in the Army was kind of bittersweet. You know, there was a lot of great moments and a lot of horrible moments, and just a lot of the horrible moments kind of stuck with me and just kind of wore away at me through the years, and trying to do all the pharmaceuticals and the psychotherapy and stuff really wasn't doing anything for me.
And this was, you considered
post-traumatic
stress then?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I also see you also mentioned here that that you broke your back and broke your knee.
Yep.
Wow. So of course they give you all the heavy duty painkillers, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was projected that I would be on the tramadol and then Vicodin, and then I'd be on morphine by the time I was 50 until I died. And I asked my doctor, well, and how long would it be until I die? And it's just a couple of years later. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to live for another 20 years.
Wow.
That's kind of messed up.
Wow, yeah. And so you having to do the painkillers for the broken back and the knee, and then antidepressants and all sorts of psychotherapeutic drugs for post-traumatic stress.
Right.
All right, so you find yourself in this situation, a young man just out of the Army with these horrible injuries, and what was the effect of the drugs that you had to take?
Well, because when I was in Iraq and just in the military in general, you had to kind of have rage. Like if you take away the N in Ranger, it's Rager. You take away the R, it's anger. Well, you live on that. You survive on that. And just being under that for so long, and then trying to come back to this country and trying to be calm and whatnot. You could be calm, but if you're in pain, you're irritated, and then you vent that in the most negative way, which, you don't think it was that bad because you used to talk to everybody that way in the military. And then eventually it just kind of, you're pushing people away and you're depending on this drug, and it's really not, that it's hurting you. And I went through nursing school, and just the education that I got there about the drugs that I was putting into my body and the future goal of what that drug therapy would do, which is nothing. It doesn't cure it, doesn't really help it. And then finally, dropping that and finding chiropractic and acupressure and massage and acupuncture, and then cannabis, that really helped out my back to the point where I don't have back problems really anymore. And my knees are kind of crappy, but jumping onto too many planes does that.
Yeah.
And having surgery and whatnot.
So now this is great because you mentioned that you're from Wisconsin. So first, go Pack, go. And second, I noticed you're living in Washington on your way back to Spokane, Washington. So you've managed to become a medical cannabis patient there, I'd assume.
Yep.
Yeah. And how has, you told us about how much better you're feeling about that, but had you ever tried cannabis before you became the patient and had to worry about law enforcement and such?
Well, of course, that's why I'm here. I mean, for the past couple of years, I've been using cannabis, kind of trying to be secretive about it, because I know that there's this, part of the paranoia that comes with marijuana is just the fact of the law enforcement kicking in the door. And how in the hell am I going to react to that when somebody comes through my door with an automatic weapon? I'm going to get killed because I'm going to protect my shit. Because I'm stepping down, I'll have a flashback or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's just horrible over just a flower. medicinal flowers that have so many great properties, and then the plants, very many more.
Mm-hmm. Now, I also got from your letter that an unfortunate trip to within 100 miles of our border kind of left you with a record now. You want to tell folks about that?
Yes, well, I attended the Telluride Mushroom Festival, and there, people, very educated, old PhDs, philosophers that have been all over the world, have done, with shamans, certain kind of mind-altering substances. And they recommended to me to try some psilocybin-containing psilocybin mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back to Wisconsin and did a little more research, and then I ended up driving out to Oregon where my friend's grave was. And I did the mushroom trip there, and just immediately I felt way better.
Yeah.
And so, cool, right? So I'm continuing on my journey around the country, going down to L.A., visit a friend. And then I'm heading over to Miami to visit with some more of my Army buddies who I hadn't talked to in a long time because I was so mentally whatever from the whole experience of where I was. And then I get to this Border Patrol checkpoint, and I, kind of pull in thinking, well, they're probably just looking for an illegal immigrant in my trunk or something like that. I don't have anything, so nothing really to worry about. So I pull up there wearing a tie-dye T-shirt, with my dog in the car, Wisconsin plates, white car covered in bug crap. And they're like, where are you coming from? L.A. Where are you going to? Miami? Yeah, that's the wrong thing to say. And so they're like, well, the dog chewed on your car, so we want you to pull over and do another search. And I'm thinking, well, there's no way out of this. I'm just going to go along with it and just tell my story about what the hell I'm going through and how I feel so much better now. And so they found a couple of mushrooms. I mean, I had barely anything in there.
Yeah.
That, some people had given me for my trip. And then there was a little bit of hash and a little bit of marijuana. And, they give me 2 felonies and a misdemeanor charge and keep me in jail for 36 hours. And I'm thinking, did they not listen to what I told them? Like, what the fuck? I fought for this country and I needed help and I was responsible about it. I'm an educated man. I'm an adult. Why are they doing this to me? And so, I just went back down there yesterday to take care of the court case, whatever, go to court. And my lawyer got it dropped down to 1 misdemeanor and a $1,000 fine.
Hey, that's a good lawyer.
And then just seeing the spectrum of what people are getting caught down there with and how the fines vary per your income, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that this is, and they admit down there that it's all just for finance, just to make money because they're not, I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
And then they say that the drug cartels are killing all these people and that we just need to get harsher on people. And I'm thinking, you're absolutely wrong. You need to legalize pot. People will stop killing each other.
Yeah.
But they don't get it.
Yeah, and folks, the 2 felonies and a misdemeanor, the mushroom is a felony, the hash is a felony, and the weed's the misdemeanor. A lot of people don't understand that in most states, they'll have up to even sometimes 1 ounce, 3 ounces, even like Utah, it's 8 ounces before it's an automatic felony. Alabama, it's a kilo. It's a kilo before it's an automatic felony, but the slightest amount of hash will be a felony.
Because it's refined, which
yes.
I think is the most dumb thing. But
well, good work by your lawyer. I'm glad you were able to get this down to a misdemeanor and a $1,000 fine.
Yeah.
Anybody
Still,
we know?
Not really a good service of the justice system, I say, but
no, it's not. It's absolutely not, and that's why we're here. Trying to change this every year, trying to change this show after show. So we will continue to do so. So this is, I guess, kind of a happy ending to the story, at least. You didn't get the felonies, and you're headed back to safety in Spokane, Washington, and able to be a patient. So that's not so bad.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of looking at writing a book about projecting over the next 10 years and how things may change, and just kind of writing the story backward about how, in 10 years, pot's legal, and the story of how it got to be legal and all the little misconstructions along the way where people will say, well, this can't work because of this. Well, no, actually, we changed the prisons into, living quarters for people that needed it, instead of this stupid system that is in place right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank you for your service, Brian, and thank you for giving us your number and your story, because those real stories are what change people's minds more than anything I say, anything I write. It's the real stories of the real heroes like you that are helping us out. Thank you, man. And hey, that sound means it's 4:20 here in the Pacific time zone. You want to join us, Brian?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Here's one for you. And Rangers, hooah!
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he would sell you South Carolina. Then you know you're talking to that reefer man.
I'm Sub Cool from Team Green Avenger. At TGAgenetics.com, we are working on the leading edge of medical strains. Our strains are rigorously tested for THC, CBD, THCV, and other critical cannabinoids. Know your grow. Check out our genetic diversity at TGAgenetics.com, the home of Jelly Bean, Jack the Ripper, Vortex, and other award-winning cannabis strains.
Hi, I'm cannabis.
Non-alcohol.
Do you know that I can be used to treat a number of physical and psychological conditions like depression, Huntington's disease, and osteosclerosis?
Your mother's an osteoporosis.
I can also be used to help those who are abusing our friend over here.
You know what the problem is with you? You think you're better than everybody else. Hey, look at me, I'm weed.
Okay, I actually do prefer to be called cannabis. I'm illegal.
I'm illegal. Because weed makes you stupid.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we got a full house here at Rolling Studios. Bacon Dan is in the house.
Hello.
Get a little more on that mic there.
Just 1 second.
Is that better? Oh, I can hear myself.
There we go. So Bacon Dan's in the house, and his first appearance on camera, Leftwing Larry.
Ah, that's me. I'm here.
So if you've been following my story, you know that I had a recent and sudden change to my living situation. Let's call it that.
Yeah.
And a recent relocation.
Yeah, I needed to find a place to live, but I'm reticent to live in a place by myself because I got a studio, and I'm on the road all the time. So as I've done before, I opened up what I call the Undergreen Railroad, which is find someone from a red state who needs to be a medical marijuana patient and get them out here to Oregon where they can survive. And in enters Larry, who's Kedet in our chat room, and he's recently in need of a new living situation and said, hell, let's go to Oregon.
Let's go to Oregon where it's legal.
Hell yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. It's legal
Legal-er.
and to grow too.
Too.
Larry's a grower.
Nice.
Excellent.
Of some renown. So he'll finally get to grow again, be out of a state where 3/4 of an ounce is a felony.
Ooh. Right.
Yeah. Where like this, felony.
We're like, yeah. Here, we're like, hold on, get cameras over here. Yeah.
Hash?
Yeah. Hash.
Felony.
Felony. Yeah.
So it's a very good thing.
I'm pretty sure, Brian, you just
paraphernalia.
Yep, paraphernalia.
Misdemeanor if you have it, felony to sell it. felony to make it. Yeah, so I can have a vase, but if I stick a tube in the end of it, that's a felony.
All of my glassblower friends are outlaws there.
Yes. It's an amazing thing. But we are headed to Florida August 6th through 15th. We'll do live shows. I've received word back from Robert Platshorn, from Steve Burke, and from Kathy Jordan. So we'll be doing interviews at all of those. You had your first show bowl.
Yeah. There we go.
First show there.
Well, I agree. Whatever the hell you just said.
Oh, and can I tell my good news?
Oh, yes. And Bacon Dan has good news.
All right. After almost a year and a half being out of work, the reason I'm dressed so nice right now, and I got my hair cut, and I shaved.
No, that's Mr. Slick. He's always dressed like that.
Well, it's
from now on, anyway.
Yeah, I'm back to work. And now a manager at a local restaurant here in Greater Portland, Oregon.
Where I will be getting lots and lots of free meals.
Oh, and the best part is, during the interview, and yes, you will.
Yeah.
And during the interview, my new manager, the general manager of the location, said, "We don't drug test, so if you want to go over the border and enjoy it legally in Washington, I don't care." And I didn't even bring up cannabis.
Bring it up. That's Oregon, baby. That's the way Oregon goes.
My hemp necklace wasn't even showing. I mean, like, it was amazing. I'm like, do I just look like a guy who enjoys it? I mean, I do.
Well,
obviously.
yes, you look like a guy who enjoys pot. So, yes, absolutely. Good news happening all around, so that's wonderful. And so me and Larry got a place. We're gonna show it to Bacon Dan, and we might get Bacon Dan to move in. We don't know.
Possibly.
See. We'll see. But it's just 8 blocks away from here. We could walk to it.
That's awesome.
Here.
It's just gorgeous.
It's
literally.
a block away from the Flower to the People dispensary.
Nice.
Haven't checked them out
Great
yet.
name, huh?
Yeah.
You know, Flower to the People, the other great name, we ate at it today, food cart on the Hawthorne, called Fried Egg, I'm in Love.
Yeah. There was actually one that used to be called, now they open up a brick and mortar, it's literally called Shut Up and Eat.
I had the smells like protein spirit sandwich.
Nice.
Some people next to us were having the Yolko Ono.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're all egg sandwiches, and they're really good. That's really good stuff.
Good.
But, so we'll be out there. There's a donut shop a block away. Block and a half away.
Nice.
Safeway is like 3 blocks away.
Liquor store with about 2 blocks.
Liquor store, 2 blocks. Pirates Cove Bar.
All the amenities.
Which is, I guess, a Portland landmark kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but Pirates Cove is nearby. So we'll have all sorts of fun at the new Rolla J. We'll probably have our first show there Thursday, maybe Friday. The high-speed internet doesn't get installed till Wednesday morning. So, and there's also some question as to where in the hell am I going to put that 73-inch TV? Like the upstairs room isn't really built for it. It's got like a fireplace on one wall and a window on another, and I've got a couple of couches, and like, how's this going to work? Oh, problems.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
That's like first world problems right there.
Yeah.
Where will I put my giant TV in my new place I'm living?
Where will I put the giant TV so it doesn't get in the way of my bong collection?
Oh, Russ.
I know. People hate it when we do this.
I'm sure Libra's pissed right now.
It's probably good that the chat is down right now.
Yeah, good thing chat is down. Yeah, no kidding. So, so there was at the end of the week, one of the things I'd like to do on the show. Oh, by the way, are we going to get to that video? Wait, it's like
what's the percentage there, Dan, on my computer? I was trying to get this video converted of some of the footage I took.
78%.
You slow piece.
You son of a...
You AMD processor, you.
Well, we may have to just make it a Saturday special.
Well,
a Saturday night special?
Well, no, actually, on Sunday, I think we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is last Sunday there was the Justice for Trayvon Martin rally here in Portland. It's a speak out for people to come and basically express their rage, or whatever emotions they were having at that time about the ruling that George Zimmerman was found not guilty. I recorded the entire event, and I'm going to go ahead and replay that, stream it the entire way through. I know the national media, public media only covered a little bit of it, but we're going to replay the entire footage from the start through the rally march and then back to the closing there at Peninsula Park in Nopo. That's North Portland.
Yes.
To you non-locals. And
otherwise known as the redlined part of town where most of our African American neighborhoods are, because they districted them.
Basically,
they could only get loans in that section. When you learn the history of that, it just makes you so mad. Oh my God!
It makes you really pissed.
The FHA, the government, Federal Housing Authority loans were only going, if you were black, you could only get a loan in a certain part of town.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, it's total bullshit discrimination that happens on multiple levels. I personally got up and said something, about the fact that they were trying to bring up Trayvon's cannabis use as a character assassination, and that they failed to bring up George Zimmerman's use of 2 separate prescription drugs that he was on the night of the said incident. But it got some, thanks for bringing that part up, because cool. it was kept mostly out of the mainstream media. And now the bullshit that, freaking Zimmerman's brother is trying to pull, saying that he was trying to acquire weapons and he was growing,
trying to be a pot grower.
Gonna be a pot, he's a news pot czar. Fuck you, dude. Yeah. Excuse my language, but dude.
All right, so at the end, we'll get that on for Sunday then. So that means
Sunday 4:00 here on 420radio.org, 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's when the rally started here last Sunday, and that's when I'm going to start the replay this Sunday. So
that makes sense.
Tune in. It's going to be just like you were there with me, except for a little bit of time lag by the end, because I didn't record certain things.
It'd be like a blackout.
But ran into Hollywood Hemptress while I was there.
Oh,
ran
nice.
into Terry Joyce,
Yes.
and she was out there showing her support as well, before she went to the Occupy Mount Tabor event that was happening later, which I did not go to.
And she played some video of that on the Hollywood Hemptress Hour on her show, just on the replays today. So we'll see some of that.
Yep. So you'll get to see her in some of my footage on Sunday.
Yeah, you get to experience what one of the problems with Portland protesting is. One group is protesting and one group really wants to protest.
Yeah.
They were arguing about, one splinter of the occupiers wanted to leave the park at midnight, and then the other group was going to stay, but they were going to stay in the same place. So the first group was saying, well, if you could stay, could you move to a different place? I was like, what? Portland problems.
Well, and also I'd like to say on a lighter note, this past Saturday I did take part in the superhero pub crawl.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
and
right.
You
and you were Ganja.
I was
Ganja Libre.
Yes, I was the Ganja Warrior, and our good buddy Ed Foreman posted the footage. So I'm gonna find a way we can put that footage either on 420 Radio or at least link it, and you can see me with Ed Foreman. And if you don't know who Ed Foreman is, he is the Portland King of Late Night.
That's right.
He is a very good friend of the show. Russ has been on many times.
We've got to pull him onto our show.
I was just talking about it. He's in LA right now for the weekend. But when he comes back, I talked to him about doing that.
Yeah.
And
one of the types that can travel.
Oh yeah. But it was great. People loved it. I handed out 420 Radio stickers. People were interested about it. They were like, that takes guts to do that. I'm like, no, it just takes a brain.
Yeah. It just takes knowing the truth and being willing to spread it to others.
And look at this week I had. I had the awesome pub crawl. I had a really good time just, talking to people and informing, and people come up to me and they're like, "Oh, this is my favorite type of weed." I was like, "Good for you!" It's like, and then they're like, "Have you heard of this type?" And someone said, "Have you heard of something like it's called Alaskan motherfucker?" I'm like, "It's Thunderfuck," and yes, I know it quite well.
It's Matanuska, actually.
And then I had that date the other night with someone who absolutely loves. She grew up in the cannabis community. Her parents, to this day, still grow. And then get hired today. This might have been my best week. And that's hard to do because here in Portland, every week's a great week.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a damn good week for Bacon Dan.
It's Bacon Dan, pimping it out, baby.
With the gray coat.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. He's coming for you, ladies. He's managing a restaurant.
He's got free meals in the future.
He might give you a cup of coffee.
No. Oh, okay.
So that's good news, man. That's great. And, we're all everybody's having a good day today. So,
we're trying anyway.
Doing our best. And we're hoping you're having a good day, too. I did want to comment on one of the stories from the news. just to do, something marijuana related.
Yeah.
We
just for the
try.
hell of it. What the hell?
This is Toker Talk Radio,
yeah. So it was that story I did from the Review Journal. Marijuana users worry about DUI, the medical marijuana users, because they got a 2 nanogram limit in Nevada.
Yeah.
5 nanograms of metabolites.
It's
Folks,
ridiculous.
Here's the thing. It's like people in Washington State, they're all upset about the 5 nanogram limit. First of all, boo-hoo for you. I mean, Nevada's got 2 nanograms, but worse than that, 5 nanograms of metabolite is an extremely low level.
Yes.
I could not smoke for 4 weeks and still pee at, 5 nanograms in metabolite. So
Absolutely.
that was amazing. But the amazing thing to me was what the levels of heroin, 50 nanograms, meth 100, and LSD 10. Man, you got 100 nanograms per milliliter of meth in your system, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
And, wow. That we have
I
such
would
a
not
low
know.
limit for cannabis, such a high limit for meth.
I'm glad I wouldn't know.
Hey, by the way, the Chain Gang of 1974 is the name of the band that does this song, if you've been listening to it. The Chain Gang of 1974, and they got a new album out, so go Google it.
We'll be right back after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisers because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
Have you considered medical marijuana? Double-blind, peer-reviewed studies have found cannabinoid therapies to be successful in treating the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, brain cancer, chronic pain, diabetes mellitus, dystonia, fibromyalgia, GI disorders, hepatitis C, HIV/AIDS, hypertension, incontinence, MRSA, multiple sclerosis, osteoporosis, pruritus, rheumatoid arthritis, sleep apnea, and Tourette's syndrome, as well as anecdotal evidence in suggesting relief from anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress, plus reduction in the need for narcotic painkillers. Side effects from medical marijuana can include euphoria, relaxation, anxiety, panic reaction, paranoia, tachycardia, dry eyes, dry mouth, concentration and reaction time impairments, appetite increase, and in some U.S. states, arrest and incarceration. But medical marijuana is non-toxic and cannot cause overdose. Medical marijuana. It's not for everyone, but ask your doctor if medical marijuana may be right for you.
What's happening, cool cats? This is Big Daddy, and I want you to cruise on over to the Funky Roller Rink. We'll be grooving all night long. Doors open at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, every Thursday night, right here on RadicalRuss.com.
Funky-licious.
Just got hit, 420 Radio actually got hit with pretty much the broadest spectrum of the genre that we could bring.
And you've been playing some stuff that lately I've heard that's got rock feel to it, some stuff that's got country feel to it, so it's really cool.
And that's pretty much one of the reasons I did the Bob Marley only show last night, just to display that reggae does, have this breadth to it, that it can reach into all of these different little subgenres, and beyond. And it really does speak to the soul of pretty much every man in one way or another, if you let
hell
it.
yeah. And also, I mean, with my jumping in now, there's whole songs and genres you guys hadn't even heard.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And every week I'm bringing new and new stuff in, and there's
yeah, that last one on Tuesday.
Yeah.
The song we had Tuesday when it first started, I'm like, well, this isn't very electric. It's all acoustic. And then by the end of it, it was pretty much an electric song.
Yeah.
It was great.
That song is just, like I said, it just makes me so happy when I hear it. And I had sent that to Erin, Brave Mama.
Yeah.
And because I said it reminded me of them, and it also reminded me of myself because, many people tell them that, they're living in, their heads are in the clouds, they're not being realistic.
Yeah.
And people told me that, and, I'm happier and healthier now. Here, it's like my old self that basically went away for years of just sitting back and actually relaxing, enjoying life. For years, I've battled severe depression, and a lot of health issues, and I never thought I'd be at that point again, and now I'm feeling levels of happiness. Even at the interview, the guy's like, "You were super enthusiastic," and I'm like, I know! It's a great feeling.
Maybe in the clouds is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, so it's like, if this is a dream, then my eyes can stay closed then, because I'm loving the dream. Portland is the dream.
Don't let me wake up.
How about you, Larry, moving into Portland? I know you've only been here for... Oh, there you are. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were on the phone for a second there. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't interrupt your call.
No.
But a little different for you coming out here from Florida, I'm sure.
Oh, my God. What a difference. What a difference.
Yeah.
It's culture shock. It's sticker shock. It's...
it's pumping my gas shock.
Yeah. They pump my gas
shock.
for me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The politeness level, I'm sure, is just...
Right. Yeah, the first time I pulled up to a gas station in Oregon, I was like,
yeah.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah. Why are you touching my car?
Yeah, why are you messing with my car? I'll put my own card in. I'll put my own code in, And then he goes, no, I got to pump the gas for you. And I said, huh? I haven't seen that since the 50s.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's strange that things survived here in Oregon, especially in Portland, like common courtesy.
Yeah.
And, some people still have common sense,
But don't
not
tip
so
them.
common anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I noticed in traffic, too, people will let you in and expect you to let them in. And
they don't honk their horns.
No,
the horn is just a warning.
There's still a little bit of horns, but not too much.
The horn is more of just a warning, like danger, like it should be.
Well, we're so glad that you were able to get out here because, just like Dan, you're dealing with... medical issues that cannabis helps quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so what was it like being in Florida? I mean, were you able to use any cannabis there?
I had cannabis. I grew some myself. That I grew myself was better than what I could buy on the street.
Okay. Always.
But
pretty much.
Just finding the availability of even the ditchweed was rough in Florida. And then finally, I did meet some people that was growing hydroponically, and I got to know some people that was trying different strains, and so that finally,
Yeah, instead of got some and none, there was names all of a sudden.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and it's so, and when you can find it, it's so expensive.
Oh yeah, like $300, $350 an ounce.
Oh yeah.
At least that was for ditchweed.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then it goes up from there.
Yeah, that $500 an ounce for that hydroponic product.
Yeah, at least 500. Yeah.
Wow. And so, I guess you've been in Colorado for a while. So, have you been able to find a difference in use of pharmaceuticals because of using cannabis? Does it help you?
Actually, I'm not taking any pain pills anymore.
Oh, not anymore because of the cannabis.
No, right.
Fantastic.
And that's just sporadic cannabis because I'm just getting to the point where I can put myself on a regime, and I can get up, wake and bake maybe.
Yeah.
Walk around the corner, get me a donut, come back, chill out,
Yeah.
And being of retirement age, being able to chill out just it helps an awful lot.
Sure. And this is a nice town. It's a very relaxing place. We got a nice back porch and a front porch.
Right.
A front stoop, I guess.
Yeah, front stoop.
Porches have walls, don't they? I don't know. There's probably some architectural
Semantics.
rule I'm not aware of, I'm sure. So we are really excited about the new, and the house is going to be the Buck and Bronco house. If you're talking about where you're going, it's the Buck and Bronco house. He's an Ohio State Buckeye.
Nice.
Of course, Boise State. Don't know if you noticed.
I couldn't tell, Russ.
Yeah.
Everything literally.
I know. It's the only clean stuff I got. When I go back to Boise, I buy a bunch of Boise State stuff, and so you saw that. I can't wear those. Those are for Gretchen.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I'd hope that
you wearing that?
No, never.
He
Never
couldn't fit
me.
that.
It's not my size. I'm a size 20.
It's a bandana for us.
No kidding. So, yeah, we've got all sorts of exciting things coming up the rest of this summer and events that we'll be at in the new Rolla J Studios this next Thursday. So we are going to have ourselves a good time. So we're going to take a look here and see if we got that video. 93 on that video? All right, still a little bit of time.
We might be
here.
able to get the beginning of it, but...
better off just playing the whole thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. All right, one other story. Oh, by the way, before I get off of this part of the page on my browser here, 50 nanograms of cocaine or heroin.
Really?
Before you're a DUI.
Yeah.
In Nevada.
Wait.
50.
Now, I just want to go ahead and add these up. So you could have 49 nanograms of, what is that, heroin?
Coke, 49 nanograms of heroin.
No, 99 nanograms of methamphetamine.
Yeah. 9 grams.
9 grams of LSD, and still be legal to drive.
And so, at least not presumed automatically to be guilty.
Yes.
They still could convict you if you were weaving and whatever.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
but if you were just fine and they pulled you over and they tested you and found it, they'd be like, oh well.
And here's the thing:
Not-
while
not
the
over limit.
LSD would probably be at those high levels while you were still high, these others like the coke, heroin, meth, and stuff, if they leave your system quite rapidly, right? So to be at that level, you'd have to be pretty damn high.
Yeah.
To be driving at that level. The LSD, I don't know, that still might be around, because LSD will last like what, 12, 15 hours?
Yeah, a good one. Yeah, but
I gotta ask the expert.
But the nanograms, are going to be much higher than 10.
Yeah.
Because it's like a good hit of acid is what, like between 75 and 250 nanograms. Something like that.
I don't know. I've never.
Oh no, micrograms. Sorry, micrograms, not nanograms.
And micrograms are millions, not billions.
Yeah.
Okay, so
10 nanograms.
75
wow.
micrograms is 75,000 nanograms.
Ooh, that opens up possibilities.
I know my metric.
Oh, the mind.
Thank you, drugs, for teaching me the metric system.
Okay, I think we need to maybe take a little break and.
We are going to take a break, and it's Friday, so we're having a little bit of fun. And our chat room is down, so we can't tell what anybody thinks of this.
I'm sorry, you can't talk to us right now.
I know, we're not listening. La, la, la,
Sorry, Libra.
We'll be right back.
It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, why they won't let us grow. It's simply business.
We'll be right back after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisers because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. It's simply business, why they won't let us grow. It's simply business.
Sergeant Craig Simpson. There are other tests which officers can perform that may help them to make this determination. Tests such as one called lack of convergence, which looks to see whether or not a person is able to cross their eyes. Marijuana is a drug that prevents a person from being able to cross their eyes. Interestingly, it is the only drug category that doesn't allow a person to cross their eyes and also does not allow the person to exhibit a jerkiness of their eye. So it's a unique drug in that sense that is the only one to provide that influence.
all we need. Doesn't matter if it's blue or green, just as long as it doesn't have stems or seeds. Just picked up some little Christmas trees. Frankie in the chair, rolling us some bees. BC on the computer, looking at some beats. Just sit back, blazing up the streets. Spill up on water, man, this shit reeks. Probably stay my roller for a couple of weeks. Blazing, join up, used a couple of leaves. Rolling with my company of cheese. Smoked out the glass, cause the plastic one lease. Be born out of my mind, steady looking for some freaks. Ain't Halloween time, but it's tricks, give me treats. Just living out my life in harmony and peace. I'ma never give up, never retire. I'ma live it up, always getting higher. Never let it down, I'm a fighter. Time to blaze it up, hand me the lighter. I'ma never give up, never retire. I'ma live it up, always getting higher. Never let it down, I'm a fighter. Time to blaze it up, hand me the lighter. Puffing on that molly end to the party. Sipping on the jet, drunk on McCordy. Smoking that green bread.
Welcome back, everybody. Toker Talk Radio. And who is the reggae track in the sample? You know?
Well, it was done. It was done over lots of times, but I'll try and remember the original track. But it's escaping me at the moment.
It's kind of a nice sample, though.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so to end the day and the week here at Toker Talk Radio, I wanted to give a shout out to our good friend Ganja John. We went out, me and Larry and my friend Marcy. My friend Marcy lives out in Boise with Monty. It's Marcy and Monty, and they're not married, but they've been together for 20 years.
Oh, good for them.
And Monty is a tinkerer type. He's one of them crazy genius type guys that builds like his own radioactivity detectors.
Yeah.
Wow. And a working Egyptian water clock that's accurate to 1 second within a day.
He's like a true MacGyver.
Yeah, he's a total MacGyver dude. Yeah, total MacGyver dude, right? And so Marcy and Monty are like my hookup when I'm around. If I need a place to crash, know, if I need to hang out, and
yeah,
I can hang out with Marcy and Monty. Well, Marcy was in town. She works for a company, and they had her out here in Portland for some business thing. So we picked her up from her little hotel, me and Larry, and we drove out to Ganja John's place for his birthday. And OMG.
Did you do birthday dabs?
Well, we did birthday dabs, and Larry did his first dab ever.
My first dab ever.
Oh,
and
dab opportunity taken.
John, you and John have been responsible for 2 people on the Undergreen Railroad's first dabs.
That's right.
Not just 2. Timmy Harris.
Yeah, Big Daddy Fang.
Sure, yeah, Timmy.
Yep, and Sharon.
Sharon from
Georgia Mom. Yep.
Nice.
There's
a few people that had their first dab from Ganja John, so you enjoyed that.
Oh, I definitely enjoyed that.
There'll be some more of that.
Uh-huh.
In fact, there will be some more of that as soon as I can find a nail.
Labba dabba goo.
But anyway,
really? Damn it! I should have brought my dab kit. You didn't say anything.
Damn it, man.
We were looking at nails today.
We were looking at nails today as well. Yeah, I took them to Mellow Mood today, so we could see what a glass shop was.
That is the greatest head shop.
Yeah, beautiful head shop out on. It's not a head shop. It's a glass shop.
Yeah,
sorry. I still call it the old.
Owned and operated by the glass blowers, whose artwork is featured there.
Yes, that's what's really cool about it.
Third Eye is more of a head shop.
Head shop, yeah. Third
They
Eye's
are
head shop.
the head shop.
They're the head shop, yeah. All right, so I back to the subject of Ganja John, though. It was his birthday yesterday, as well as David Bienenstock from High Times, Amanda Ryman from Drug Policy Alliance, and, of course, the late Dr. Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, that's right. It was Hunter's birthday.
They all have the same birthday, right? So Ganja John's having the birthday party. He says, yeah, come on out for birthday dabs. It'll be cool. So we come out there, and there's a few people there. And what's really cool about Ganja John, among other things, is his range of friends are like my range of friends. It will go from 68 to 22, right? Yeah. He's got a lot of friends.
Rather eclectic group of friends.
So we're hanging out there, and Ganja wife
God. She is so awesome.
She is the most... First of all, she dressed...
Nikki is awesome.
She dressed right out of a 1950s... ad for KitchenAid or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
She had a little the bun hair kind of thing going up in the front, and she had the little frilly apron and the dress, and also she looked right out of the 50s, didn't she?
Right out of the 50s, exactly.
And so she had made a pizza bar. Now I've gone to people's places where like you have tacos or burritos, right? Okay, here's the tortillas, here's all the crap you put on it, in a line, and you do it like a buffet. It's really easy to do for a bunch of people. She had made out like 15 or 16 pre-rolled out pizza doughs on tinfoil, and then there was the sauce. You could have a red sauce or marinara, or pesto or Alfredo, all these different meats that you could put on, different veggies that were there, all chopped up, cheeses, different cheeses. And so you topped your own pizza, and we took it out back, and John has this big smoker. And everybody puts their pizzas in this.
Nice.
We had smoked pizzas. Because Ganja John smokes everything.
Right there. There's a sound clip that we need for the new studio.
There we go. Ganja John smokes everything.
And
So,
how was
yeah.
smoked pizza?
Smoked pizza. It was delicious. It was wonderful. We're all just gobbling it down. Of course, the dabs, got the munchies. And there was some whiskey cake. The whiskey cake was good. And we had pina coladas, and it was a wonderful thing.
Yes.
But part of why I bring this up is because of a story we did in the news on Thursday from truthonpot.com. By the way, the winner of this month's My Favorite Pot website. New pot website, or it may not be new, but I just found it.
Right.
Truthonpot.com, really good looking website, nice articles. But this one was from the Journal of Neuroimmune Pharmacology that found THC could stop the immune reaction that causes transplanted organs to be rejected.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's that whole fact that, Ganja John was at risk of getting thrown off a transplant list because of his cannabis use.
Right.
Really?
And then after he got his transplant, of course, he went back to dabbing and using cannabis and has had very few issues. He's had some health issues, but they weren't about rejection at all.
Yeah.
They were about these other things.
Yeah, they were able to take the dialysis port out, a long time ago.
Oh, that's Scar.
Oh yeah. So he's doing good. He had a happy birthday. A lot of good people there. And then finally, the best part of Ganja John's place. Now, while he was a kidney patient, he was on dialysis for years. That's how we met him here on the show. And when he was the threat of being kicked off the transplant list for using pot, right? While he was on dialysis, he couldn't have a lot of sweets. So his wife made for him meat cake, like a meatloaf, but covered with mashed potatoes like frosting. Meat cake. And then she would put the mashed potatoes in with food coloring to make different colors, like icing. And so you could ice it. And so if it came out, it looks like a cake until you pick it up and it's like, whoa, Jesus. It's the heaviest damn cake in the world, right? So she makes meat cake every year, and even now that he's got his kidney transplant and he can have sweets, she still makes meat cake because it's kind of their tradition, right?
Right.
This meat cake they have a poster on the wall that is a comic book like art, comic art drawing of Carl Sagan saying we are all star stuff on the
Stardust.
Stardust. Yeah, we are all stardust. And on the meat cake, drawn with the food coloring icing of mashed potato. The Carl Sagan, though, was made up of little bits of olive.
Minced
olive that she had hand placed in the caricature that is instantly recognizable as Carl Sagan.
She's so cool.
Wow.
I've got the picture on my camera, and hopefully by Thursday we'll have it over onto your stuff so you can show it.
All right, so we will do that. We'll get that picture out of Ganja John on his birthday with his meat cake.
Right.
I didn't taste it, but it looked delicious.
Yeah, it looked fantastic. By that time, I was full to here.
Yeah. Oh, between the pizza and we had the pina coladas and.
Damn, I'm so sorry I did not go.
Me too.
I am a dummy.
Yeah, I know, man. Parties at Ganja John's house are always a good thing.
And he's got the coolest dog too.
Oh yeah, we got a little Milo, little pug running around.
He doesn't like me.
Really?
He always barks at me.
Really?
I don't know why. It's the only dog that doesn't really like me. Aww. That barks at me.
And we have a guard dog for the Buck and Bronco house, by the way.
Right.
Nice.
Katie,
Yes.
Katie the German Shepherd. So that will be the new dog at the studio. If we have dogs in the studio, we'll see.
Nice.
I don't know if she'll come downstairs or not.
Well, she goes upstairs. She'll
go downstairs.
Yeah.
No choice, really. All right, well, that's about all the time we got here for Toker Talk Radio today and for this week. And I want to thank everybody for sticking with us through all the travels and travails and server problems and chat room not working. And we just keep on going because the drug war keeps going and we won't stop until it does. And even when it does, we'll probably keep going because we'll be celebrating. So for Bacon Dan and Leftwing Larry and Brian the Red, I'm Radical Russ. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for a replay of an excellent Big Daddy Fink Funky Roller Rink coming up next. 8 o'clock, join me by myself for an all-hellbilly edition of the Herb Thrasher Flower Hour.
And join us on Sunday for that presentation of the Trayvon Martin Rally, 4 o'clock Pacific time.
All right, thanks for being members here of 420 Radio. Become a VIP if you want to help us pay the bills. And until next time, take care of each other, Tokers.
This time around, if you haven't
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at RadicalRuss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant